understand as a people what it really means to obey God. And the reason is because of Christianity.
Why can't I get a break? I paid my tithes and offerings, but that's how we was taught in the Christian church. To pray, pay, and then everything gonna be okay.
Like the white man, they understand the Bible. They understand how to manipulate us. They on the battlefield right now, manipulating the heck out of us. If we won't even come to the battlefield to fight for our people. The Bible is the battlefield. We gotta get in there, we gotta read it, and we gotta apply it.
I always questioned that as a child, like if we was oppressed by these people, why would I believe if he is the creator, he got our best interest in him?
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
So Christ had already warned the people that many don't come in his name and deceive people.
This is we getting harassed by every day, and this is we got to pray to.
It ain't no coincidence that they done so much sin out here. The Edomite, the white man, and the other nations, they done so much sin out here. Now they want God to love everybody.
He said y'all greater than everybody on earth. But if y'all break y'all ways and start doing like them, I'm gonna send you into slavery by them. And this is why I say that we are the 12 tribes, the children of Israel. The proof is in the Bible. The Bible is not a religious book.
Right.
It's not a book of the Baptists. It's not a book of the Pentecostal,
Right.
Jehovah's Witness. I think First Baptist is different from Baptist.
Yeah.
So I know y'all been hearing like Cat Williams talking about this time of awakening. A lot of people saying that, well, it is. It is. The children of Israel waking up, which is very important. Root 2 and 30.
Yes, sir.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30.
This is what I mean by it's the time of awakening. Go ahead.
For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Because we have been disobedient to God's word for a long time. Even in Christianity, that's a disobedience to God. What you got? What you got?
Flesh though.
Yeah.
The flesh weak.
Well, that's one part of it.
Yeah.
But like, we don't even know. We don't even really understand as a people what it really means to obey God. Mm-hmm. And the reason is because of Christianity.
Yeah.
Because that's the source that our people go to see God.
But that was what we was kind of born into, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Through grandmother them.
Grandma.
See, but they practice faith.
Yeah.
They more thing with faith.
Right.
So
and that is. And see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So hold on, finish that scripture.
Verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Go ahead.
But in the land of their captivity.
So in the land of the children of Israel's captivity, go ahead.
They shall remember themselves.
So we were brought here in America in captivity. A lot of places we were taken into captivity around the world. And in those places, the Bible say what again?
In the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
So it was prophesied that the children of Israel is going to remember themselves in the lands that they were carried captive. See that? Okay. Is that the end of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Get James.
Yes,
yeah.
sir, guys.
Read that. Because you said it was just about faith. And that's what they teach at the church.
Faith.
Have faith. You know, you ain't got to do nothing.
Self-awareness is helpful too.
But say, I believe God on your deathbed. And you good. Like, how does that make sense? You know?
But
you know?
that's all we was taught in that aspect. Until, it's just like, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Your parents, what was they? You know what I'm saying?
Pentecostal.
Okay, so you boom. Grandma them.
Yep.
So
the whole family.
it wasn't like what we like tonight, just what we was born into.
Yep.
And we was taught to. So I
I
acknowledge
go to the Christian church.
Yeah.
Was taught if we put $5 in the bucket, then we'll get some blessings and abundance of treasures by putting money in this bucket to this pastor. In the Christian church, that's what we was taught until we got older and started realizing this same pastor riding through our neighborhood in the Cadillac and won't help nobody. The church ain't got new lights and stain wonders, and we've been putting money in this collection plate for 20 years. Why can't I get a break? I paid my tithe and offering, but that's how we was taught in the Christian church, to pray, pay, and then everything gonna be okay. But that ain't the case, because I learned that in that same Christian Bible, they left clues in there. They said, God take care of those who take care of themselves. So in a nutshell, you gonna only get out what you put out, man. You can put something, you can get a feel. If you don't plant nothing, you ain't getting nothing. But we was taught to believe, put it in the collection plate, and some blessings coming down. So it was like paying for blessings in the Christian beliefs. So I'm like, as you get older, you wake up, like you were saying, that wake up moment. And I stopped going to Christian churches because they stopped asking too much money.
Good stuff that's actually true. That's what our people suffering right now. That's a suffering. Our people go to church and depend on putting money in the collection plate and getting something back.
Thinking it's gonna make their weekend.
Yeah.
No, keep your money.
Yeah, that ain't the way of the Bible. God never said to do that. But watch this, because you was talking about how we learned from born into it, and our parents brought us into that, and so they actually learned from somebody. Watch this, read what you got.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me.
So our people draw near God with their mouth. They in church, praise God, hallelujah, jumping over the pews, running up and down the aisles, right? And that's what we seen in church, right? Go ahead.
But have removed their heart far from me.
But their hearts actually been removed from the actual God of the Bible. Watch this, read.
And their fear towards me.
And their understanding towards God, the fear towards God,
is taught by the precept of men.
It was taught by men. So where did we learn Baptist and Catholic and Jehovah's Witness? We learned that from our oppressors. Remember, in slavery, we didn't understand how to read English at first, how to speak English at first. We were speaking our languages. We were taught this, and religion was put on our people. If your slave master was a Baptist, you had to be a Baptist. If he was a Catholic, you had to be a Catholic.
Non-negotiable.
It was non-negotiable. You had to understand that, learn that. So throughout the years, our people started building churches and still building them under the banner of Christianity.
The hymns and all that kind of
Exactly. Exactly. Now, okay, we got it right here. Man-made religions. Go ahead and read that off.
Man-made religion chart. The Baptist religion was created in 1608 by John Smith.
So Baptist was created in 1608. What was we at in 1608?
We were still oppressed, man.
We were still oppressed. What was we at in 1608? What's your name, bro?
T-Mo, you can call me T-Mo.
Okay. What was we at in 1608?
In different parts of the country, still in slavery.
John Smith. John Smith is a white man, y'all. Now, we call him white, but biblically, his nationality is Edom.
Right.
He's an Edomite. Yeah, he's not white.
Right.
The walls are white in this building. He is not, technically, he's not that color. His actual nationality is the Edomite. Their whole nation are the Edomites. The man who runs Russia, he's an Edomite.
Right.
The man who runs Spain, he's an Edomite.
Right.
They just separated and started taking over lands. That's all it is. They Edomites. Go ahead.
The Pentecostal religion was created in 1901.
1901, Pentecostal, go ahead.
By Charles Parham.
Charles Parham. Charles Parham is a white man. You can look him up. Go ahead.
The Mormon religion was created in 1830.
The Mormons. Created in 1830. We didn't create these religions. Go ahead. 1830.
By Joseph Smith.
By Joseph Smith. This is the same. In the Mormon religion, they say black is a curse. They say our color was put on us because it's a curse. But that's not true. We look just like the Most High God.
Right.
Go ahead.
The Jehovah's Witness religion was created in 1872 by Charles Russell.
Charles Russell. That's crazy, bro. Go ahead.
The Seventh-day Adventist religion was created in 1863 by William Miller.
7 days.
The Seventh-day Adventist. Yep. See that? So all these religions we done follow came from our oppressors. And we follow them headlong, man. Go into them and we think this the way. Why would our oppressors teach us the real way to God? So all these religions, it's a platform for idolatry. For instance, what color is Christ right now? Every image of Christ you see, every movie, Passion of Christ.
It look like Jeff Foxworthy.
It look like who?
Jeff Foxworthy. Like Jeff Foxworthy with a dashiki on.
For real.
And in every black Christian church, you got that same picture.
Yep. With that same picture.
And I always questioned that as a child. Like, if we was oppressed by these people, why would I believe if he is the creator, he got our best interests at hand?
Boom. And see, that's the deception right there. That's the deception.
But you know, as a kid, you couldn't question your parents' religion.
No.
Every time I asked my mama why we praying to a white Jesus, she said that's the only Jesus.
Right.
I'm like, well, white people really don't like us. This is we getting harassed by every day, and this is we got to pray to. So that's what really stray a lot of kids away from religion growing up. Because you want me to kneel to this pain, but then when I get through kneeling and asking for blessings and protection, when I walk outside, somebody who look just like him harassing me. So I'm like, all right, well, I see that this ain't for me. He ain't looking out for me. So you start to, without knowing, you denouncing religion.
Yeah. And which is good. Which is a good thing to denounce it.
But
That's the
you're
spirit
not
of
doing
it.
what you're doing until somebody open your eyes to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you might feel bad by saying, I don't believe in that, this and that. But if that's factual, then it's just facts. Like, none of writing on the wall, so you can't say, I don't know.
Yeah, the writing on the wall.
It's out there for you to know now.
Yeah. So watch this. So the real image of Christ, the real color of Christ. Watch this. It's in the Bible. Same Bible that our mothers and everybody got. But it's funny that they will not go and read it. They won't go and read it. They won't go and bring it out.
They know.
But then why don't? So if they know, why don't they reject or even protest against the white image being portrayed everywhere?
Because at this point, at a certain point, that what it was at a certain point.
Well, it's still that though.
I believe they just did enough to pacify everybody. You gotta think. They knew if we don't lead them, if we leave them alone too long, they gonna start thinking and figuring out, come together. So what we do, every month, new phone, every month, some new thing going on, big story popping out, take your mind off the main idea. They even to tell you it's propaganda. And then they'll turn around and use it on you. 9/11 happened. Black people were coming together. They get mad. Everybody coming together. What they do? Give us a black president. We stop talking about it. Pacify you with something. Sports, women. That's why every sex sell everything. You want to look at the Dial soap commercial. The lady in there cute. Why she got on leggings and little crop top to see her hand soap? Sex sells, and they keep our little kids from being in the right book. That's why they search engines don't have nothing in there but inappropriate things.
Inappropriate things. Very easy to find. Watch it.
Yeah.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
So Christ had already warned the people that many gonna come in his name and deceive people. So that white image was one of those many. And the major many, because just like he said, it's everywhere now. It's on TV, it's in movies, right? So let's get the real image right quick. I know you got something to say. I know you finna say something.
The book
Watch
of
this.
Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So the revealing, so revelation means, they ain't never said this at church, I know. But revelation means revealing. The revelation of who?
Of Jesus Christ.
Just that scripture right there, they don't never read. Don't never read it. It said the revealing of Christ. Let's go where we need to go.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head, the hair on his head, and the hair on his, read it again.
His head and his hairs.
His head and his hairs were what?
White like wool.
White like wool. Now, it says it like that for a reason. The scriptures, I mean, the Bible is the most poetic book ever written. So, it said, his head and his hairs were white like wool. It could have said white like snow. But he used wool because it's giving you a texture. Because his hair was of the texture of wool. Go ahead.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So his eyes were red. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So his feet like what?
Fine brass.
You got some sandals on over there, bro?
I know what color brass is.
Yeah. So the brass is the color of a penny. Right?
Yeah.
So not just like the color of a penny, but read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So his feet was as if they burned in a furnace. So he was a dark-skinned man. My brother color right here. My brother color couldn't hurt over there. You know what I'm saying? He was that color. Go ahead.
And his voice at the sound of many waters.
And so he was a strong speaking black man.
Right.
He wasn't your Joel Osteen. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
He wasn't your Creflo Dollars. You know what I'm saying? He spoke strong.
So I just been listening, and I know he mentioned about, you know what I'm saying, you know, what we was taught in the Christian church, you know what I'm saying, and you talked about how, okay, they doing a lot of things to distract us and pacify us, right, keep us destroyed and stuff like that. A lot of our people don't understand, we ain't just come over here willingly as slaves. We've been at war since that time up until now. They just done switched it to where now it's more spiritual. Like how you was talking about, all that stuff is spiritual. What you see, what you hear, you know what I'm saying, the stuff they use to influence us is spiritual. So they understand that this is a spiritual war. You see what I'm saying? Just like we just brought out now. The fact that they changed Christ from white to from black to white, that's spiritual right there. That play on your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because we know the black Christ, he come with a certain doctrine and a certain teaching, right? Same thing with the white Christ. He come with a certain teaching and a certain doctrine. God love everybody. And it ain't no coincidence that they done so much sin out here. The Edomite, the white man, and the other nations, they done so much sin out here, and now they want God to love everybody. That ain't no coincidence. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of our people don't realize that we still at war right now. We just behind enemy lines. You see what I'm saying? Go to in Maccabees, first Maccabees.
3:48?
Yeah, 3. First Maccabees 3. I'm gonna read that at another one. But a lot of our people don't understand. They declare spiritual war when they change Christ from black from white to from black to white. Right. You see what I'm saying? Read that.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48.
And this is how they acted out right here. The Bible got everything in it. Everything is in the Bible.
It is.
Everything is in the Bible. It's a prophetic book. Everything is in there because even the fact of them changing Christ from from black to white, the Lord already knew they was gonna do that. So he had the prophets write it down. Read it.
Verse 48. And lay open the book of the law.
So they laid open the book of the law. The book of the law is the Bible. The heathens read.
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their image.
So this heathen right here specifically is talking about the white man. The white man, they painted the prophets the likeness of their images. They painted Christ after the likeness of their images. So this is what a lot of our people don't understand. We in spiritual war right now. You see what I'm saying? We gotta turn back to God. Like a lot of people don't know the Bible is like a battleground, right? And a lot of us, we trying to fight a fight without the tools that we need. We ain't even on the field right now. Right? Read that right there. 1 John 4:1. Let me get it.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
So like the also was bringing out earlier, many false prophets have gone out into the world. That's why you have to try the spirit by the spirit. What that mean? You have to know, if you have to read the Bible for yourself and know the man that's leading you, the group that's leading you, the church that's leading you is coming out the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? If they ain't coming out the law, then they ain't right. They teaching you falsely. Read.
Hereby know ye the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses.
So this how you know. He gonna give you an example. This how you know that the man that you dealing with is moving in the Spirit of God. Read.
Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh.
So every spirit that confess that Christ come in the flesh, what they say? He a spirit. They say he ain't got no ain't no color on his flesh. They say all type of stuff about Christ, but it said every spirit that confess that he come in the flesh, read,
is of God.
We just read you what color his flesh was. They don't do that. So that what they tell you, they are not of God.
I read something at one point in time. I was doing some time. I read something that said, I can't remember the dude's name, so I don't want to misquote it, but he wrote it. And he said that the Europeans, once they colonized and they enslaved the black people and the native people of this land, they used the Bible as a weapon because the rebellious people will only follow like spiritual teachings. Mm-hmm. So they used the Bible and weaponized it. So now they come to me as if I'm a priest or a pastor or reverend, and they listen now. I got to beat them, but all I got to do is read to them because they look to me as if I'm the light. So when I read that, it started making a lot of sense.
Right. So it came from where we came from. Our forefathers wrote the Bible inspired by the Lord, and we from Jerusalem. You know, so we're from Northeast Africa. The thing is, the people that came over here, which is our brothers, the Native Americans, the ones that possessed this land first, they came over here with the book. So yes, they came with it before the white man came over here and started manipulating them. But the point is, when I started watching slavery movies, right, I started looking at it in a different way. They're using the book because they already knew, predated, that we would listen to the book. They already understand that this book was out. He was like, look, this is the only way y'all can control them. They live by this book. So this is the only way you can control them. You see what I'm saying? But they flipped it to make it seem like, okay, they brought the book and introduced it to us. Nah, the Native Americans already knew the Bible. And they understood, hey, this is how you can control them. We already knew the Bible before we came over here on the west coast of Africa. And they was like, look, this is how you control them. But through miseducation, beating us, not letting us read, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff like that, it just enhanced and took us further away from the scripture. But they understand that we are the only people that's connected to God. That's why a lot of black people like to be, oh, I'm spiritual and all that stuff. They really groping, you know what I'm saying? But they understand that we have a direct connection with God, and they can try to use that to manipulate us, even in Christianity. So our people, we got to wake up and realize we behind enemy lines, and we fighting a spiritual fight. You see what I'm saying? And if we don't come back with the Bible, like I was saying, this the battleground. We got to come. We ain't even in the fight. They like the white man, they understand the Bible. They understand how to manipulate us. They on the battlefield right now, manipulating the heck out of us, and we won't even come to the battlefield to fight for our people. The Bible is the battlefield. We got to get in there, we got to read it, and we got to apply it.
So, on what you were talking about, because they gave us faith, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 14. What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith?
So what does it profit for a man to say he have faith? Go ahead.
And have not works. Can faith save him?
So he ain't got works. Can faith save you? You know what I'm saying? Can it? Can faith save you alone?
Not alone.
No, not alone.
Not alone. but we all need something to hold on to. And that's humans. That human nature kick in with us. I need something to hold on to. You ain't finna fall. I got to brace myself.
Yeah.
So that's just the feeling of a being that we need something to hold on to.
You do need the faith.
So it's something. So you see what I'm saying?
So the faith you do need.
You got to.
You gotta have it. You know what?
You got to hold on.
Faith is required.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a requirement to even get the kingdom.
With the strength, strength.
Because if you gotta just think about it on a corner level. If you got a woman who don't believe in you, right?
As we all experienced.
Yeah.
As men.
That ain't gonna be no, that ain't gonna be no good relationship.
No, it's not.
Cause she don't believe in you.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So God wants us to believe in Him, really have faith in Him. You got that Romans 15:4. Watch this.
The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
So that faith, that something to hold on to, is the scriptures. That's why this book is important to us.
Yeah.
Our forefathers wrote it, every book in it. Our forefathers wrote this book. So you go back to this book for that comfort, for that something to hold on to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And which brings you faith. Watch this, Revelations 14. Yeah, Revelation 14:12. We'll go back.
The book of Revelations, chapter 14, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
See that? So it said here, talking about in the kingdom. When the kingdom comes, these the people who are going to be in the kingdom. Read that again.
Here are the patience of the saints.
Here are the patience of the saints. Here they are. Go ahead. Here's the patience of them. Go ahead.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
So that's one stipulation. They keep the commandments of God.
Yeah.
And the faith of Jesus.
And they got faith.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So their faith is required. Their faith and the commandments, keeping of the commandments is what's necessary.
The time I knew I don't have to get down on my knees, I can just sit still and just ask for understanding.
Yeah.
And after so long, I'm like, this ain't making sense. Because I can understand it now. Like, hold up, let me go back to this chapter.
Full circle though.
This chapter contradicting this chapter. Like in the New King James Testament, it's almost like every 3 chapters contradict the last chapter. So and when I start understanding that, I used to go back. Hold up, let me read this again. I might be tripping. So I go back and be like, no, I ain't tripping. Like this book here is a contradiction. So I try another vow. And I got outside of the Christianity and started reading the Rastafarian beliefs. Started reading the Quran. And I learned they all talking about the same person but a different name. And then they tweak up certain things and I guess for their favor. Because like we said, it's an instrument to control people, to use people.
Yeah.
Because people depend heavily on it for universal and spiritual guidance.
But through religion.
Yeah.
Through religion they do that. Not through the real understanding of the Bible.
And
They use
whoever got,
religion.
like if he had that book and he chose not to put it out there the right way, it ain't the book, it's him.
It's him. Exactly.
He manipulating it.
Exactly.
Now he got a whole flock of people following him, believing in him. He telling them to come on to my church.
Yeah.
They walking there and back. He driving there and back. But they don't find no problem with that because they feel like we're going to get our blessing sooner or later.
Yeah.
Why can't I have my blessing
Right
now with you?
Yeah.
I mean, I need something, a break in my life too, really real, but that's how they are in the churches. So
For real.
that book, like, it's just like what y'all doing. Y'all could be doing this to manipulate the word, and people will listen, but y'all telling the truth and giving it to them in layman's terms where they can understand the truth. That's what they won't do. If they tell you the truth, they're gonna leave it where you can't really dissect it and understand it. So y'all breaking it all the way down to where you can understand it and relate to it and then be like, oh, okay, yeah, it really ain't changed.
So the keeping of the commandments is the point, actually. Because the commandments was our ways of life. That's why I said the Bible is not a religious book. The commandments ain't religious to a philosophy. It was the 12 tribes' way of living. Just like the laws in America, and you got to live that way.
Laws of the land.
We were given the laws by Moses from God. Moses said, look, children of Israel, this what he said don't do. Don't kill one another. Don't steal from one another. Don't commit adultery with one another. Love your father and your mother, and your life will be long. So these were laws given, and then the penalties for breaking those laws were given. So the commandments of God is just a civilization law. That's what it is to our people. And if we break them, it was prophesied that we would be put into slavery if we broke our own laws.
Because he said something about the spiritual warfare or something. Yeah. Read that right there.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual.
So it says the laws of God is spiritual. You said it ain't more physical now, it's spiritual, right? All right, read.
But I am carnal, sold under sin.
But that's where that weakness come in at. When you were saying brothers be weak in the mind, a lot of brothers is weak carnally, weak in their mind, so it make them carnal, right? But the laws of God is spiritual. That's how we gonna fight back, by keeping the Sabbath day. You see what I'm saying? By not celebrating Christmas, Halloween, birthdays. All that's idolatry. Yeah. So not doing it is keeping God's laws. And how the God's laws revolutionize against this place would be this. How it plays out in the corner way. If all of us keep the Sabbath, like today is the Sabbath. If we don't work, we don't buy, we don't sell. If every black, Hispanic, and Native American, God's people on this side of the earth, in the Western Hemisphere, if we keep that one law, we could damn near crash the economy.
Yep.
If all of us if everybody come together like, look, we're not going to be in our idolatry this year. We're not going to bow down to this tree and put gifts up under the tree and have our kids in the midst of idolatry. If nobody celebrate Christmas, that's revolution right there. You can hit them in the pocket. We fighting spiritually. We ain't physically doing that to them, but we keeping God's commandment. And that right there is going to physically do something to them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
So what you said, I'm going to let you go back into that. But what he said, y'all do understand what he's saying, that Christmas is idolatry. Let me get it.
And it's crazy how they try to mix religion with almost every Easter.
That's what they did.
Christmas.
But they won't tell you about why the Romans banned that Christmas.
It was
what they was doing over there. Beating their women and having sex with the men and getting drunk to the town.
So what they did was they just banned how they actually was going by it. But they combined idolatry with supposedly the Bible. That's what they did so that it'd be more acceptable. That's what they did. So watch this, Joe. This is what God said about Christmas. Go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you.
So look, y'all revolutionary? You revolutionary, bro?
Yes, sir.
All right, now you can't.
You react it, brother.
You revolutionary?
50-50.
Look, I know we all mess with women. You know what I'm saying, right? Because we don't. Us over here in the black, we married or we single. You know what I'm saying? Or everybody here is married except for one brother. You know what I'm saying? He will be soon. You know what I'm saying? But look, because we know how women can affect our thinking. And a lot of times men don't be wanting to move because of what a woman thinks and what a woman say. But men, we are the leaders, y'all. Right. There is no nation right now on the face of this earth that's ran by a woman. Why? Because men are leaders. A woman should be following us. No matter what we say, the woman should follow us. So, watch this. The reason why I asked y'all was y'all revolutionary, there was a reason. Because once you learn this, now you got to push it because you're revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? Watch this. Read what you got.
Verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So he's talking to us, the Israelites. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
He said, don't learn the way of the heathen. Don't do what they do. Go ahead.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Don't be dismayed. Don't be surprised and enthused about the signs of heaven. Remember the scripture I read earlier? He gave the sun, the moon, the stars, and the animals and the beast images for them. Go ahead.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
So, because the heathen dismayed at those images and the sun and the moon. Go ahead.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Their customs are nothing. Go ahead.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Oh. Now we getting down to that tree. So one cut a tree out the forest.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Go ahead.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Deck the hole with all the folly. They deck it with what?
Silver and gold.
What they put on their tree? Silver and gold, silver and gold. That's what they put on their tree.
Top with the angel.
Yeah. Go ahead. And a white angel with that.
They
I'm glad you caught that. Yeah. Okay, I'm on it.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
So they fasten it just the old way. You got modern way now, they just got the tree stand. Go ahead.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not.
So that tree don't speak, he just letting us know. There's no reason to honor that tree because it don't speak. Go ahead.
They must needs be born.
They must needs be born. Just when it's saying that, think of the word airborne. Something that's airborne, something that's taken up and moved. He said they must needs be moved to even move. They don't speak and they don't move on their own. Go ahead.
They are upright as the palm tree. They must needs be born because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good.
So he said, don't be afraid of this tree because the other nations were doing this. He said, don't you Israelites be afraid of this thing. There's no reason for you to be afraid. So Christmas is not of God. Matter of fact, there's idolatry to even honor a tree. And I know they don't use the word now, honor their tree, but then every Christmas, that's what they do. They put these trees out. They said they even sell them at Walgreens and Walmart. Go buy you a little fake tree to put up to honor Christmas. Put your presents underneath it. That's a worshiping. Because what you got to do, like he was speaking earlier, what you got to do to get that present? You got to bow down to get that present. Y'all idolatrous? Y'all don't think you are.
Man,
And don't want to be.
I don't idolize. I don't know.
Okay, what about you?
What's the
Do
definition?
you idolize anything?
Nah.
Material?
Well, to be.
I mean, you know, at one point in time,
I have
we all would,
I
but
have before.
Watch this. Hold up. To be idolatrous means to honor any other god or anything looked at more higher than God. So watch this. What's your sign? What's your sign? What's your sign? All of y'all idolatrous.
I knew you were going to say that. I'm going to tell you, where
I'm saying, you know your sign, though.
No, I don't. I know what the world know.
That's what
My
I'm saying.
sign.
That's what they taught us. But that don't mean that that's what I live by.
Okay, you don't live by that.
See, that's
Okay.
sort of case every morning I be checking the astronomy like, okay, today they said I was supposed to have a great day.
See, that was a trap. I was trying to
Yeah, I see you trying to give it
Now
that.
I'm trying to see if y'all live by it, like, or even believe it. Because if you believe it, like, okay, I'm an Aquarius, I'm a Sagittarius, this is me. No, that stuff is fake. Because when you look at that stuff, they get that from the stars. They look into the stars and say, Sagittarius, the universe is a universal type of knowledge and understanding. But God said that's not for us. Remember I read that in Deuteronomy 4:6.
For the brother over there, though, I think the point that he was making was a lot of times, just like us, we didn't know we was in idolatry. You know what I'm saying? Because of the stuff that we
And I got kids
we taught.
now, so
Right, yeah. So, but yeah, that's all.
Can't-
Man.
Yeah.
force it upon them.
Yes, you can.
Because I know,
You man.
but I knew the joy.
Yes, you can.
I knew the joy
But
of
see, 'cause
Christmas.
that's what we was taught though.
Yeah.
Not to force. Now sometimes you got to force it on them.
You gotta feel some joy though. That's part of living.
What I'm saying, though,
Well, check this out.
If you don't force it on your kids, somebody gonna force something on.
Somebody else gonna force something.
They gonna teach your kids how to be little girls in school.
Santa Claus and all that. We ain't teaching them
And then they gonna have you
we
feeling
love Santa
like
Claus, but we ain't talking about Easter
you
bunny
less
and all
of a
that.
person because they think this white.
Well, that's I can't say this kind of. I can't say this kind of good.
Yeah, we ain't talking about
They
Santa Claus
shouldn't
and all
follow any of it. They shouldn't follow Easter at all, Christmas at all. None of this. Holidays, birthdays,
That's the
Valentine's
thing
Day.
about having an individual life. He don't have to follow that path. Cause guess what? My path ain't his path.
Well, we talking about what God desires.
I know what I'm saying.
See what I'm saying?
He
So
said,
if you follow
if my path-
something
My
that you
path
want to
might
follow.
not be righteous for him.
Well, see, it ain't
We
but
might
one
be on the
righteous.
same path,
But it ain't but one
it
righteous.
ain't righteous for him.
But see what I'm saying?
Through his government, his
I
self.
get it. I get it. I totally understand.
Yeah.
But it ain't but one righteous. It ain't a different righteous here and a different righteous there. And we can agree to disagree. That ain't how God look at it. If you ain't according to his righteousness, you ain't righteous. Your righteous is not righteous.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 25. And it shall be our
So
righteousness
this shall be our righteousness. Read.
if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God.
So what's righteousness? Biblically.
I can't answer it. I just can't.
Read it again.
It's just one of the things.
Watch this.
And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he had commanded us.
So what's righteousness?
I guess.
To do the
Doing
commandments.
right, doing right by the commandments, doing right by the law.
That's,
The law.
that's righteous. To do God's commandments is what's righteous. Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High Christ bless. I'm Officer Minicum. With me is Officer Bez. We just came up in the barbershop, man, talked to the people. They was inquiring about everything that we spoke about. The conversation went real good. They want us to come back. They want us to do it again. So we're going to take advantage of that opportunity. We're going to come back and do it again. Hey, with that, Shalom, Most High Christ bless.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity.